Okay, how totes. Let's just try this out, shall we? So for the purposes of this tutorial, I have taken one of my old tracks, which is called Bruinen. Looks like this. And like any other track that has been created for turbo sliders, it has a pattern file, which is this. So what I have done here is I have taken this, I have copied it to this temporary track folder, or test folder rather, and I have renamed it to track PNG. So what we will do is we will open this up in Photoshop. First of all, we want to go to image mode and then convert it to RGB color. We will right click on background. We're going to make a layer from background, rename this to, I don't know, let's rename this to tarmac, or let's rename this to Bruinen track. We're going to make another layer, shift control and N. We're going to rename this to background, like this. Just click and drag it to the background. Now we can make all the changes we want on this picture. We want to erase everything else that is not the actual tarmac for this track. So for this we will select the magic wand. A shortcut for this is W. We will click on the track and see what the selection is like. Okay, let's just play around with the tolerance a little bit. Let's try 10. Okay. What we will do is we will have the magic wand. We will deselect contiguous from here. So what this will do is select all the purple, this color that I have pressed on or clicked on, all the instances of this purple color on this picture. And we are clicking on everything that we want to erase. So we want to erase this red, this lime green. We also want to erase the curves because we don't need them for this tutorial. And also we don't need the black. So we have selected everything. Looks like this, and we're just going to press delete, and then we're going to select we're going to do deselect. So, and also if we want to convert this to 4K resolution, we're just going to upscale this to 4000 by 4000 pixels, like that. So now we have our image prepared. We need to save this to something that we can use in Illustrator. Let's save it as a PNG. Actually, we can save right onto the very same file. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. Click OK. Okay. So we're done. Can we check this out? Yep. And you also see that we didn't mess around with the pit entry or the pit exit. We could have done that, but actually it's not really needed because we are going to trace this image and we're going to use the outside path to create the middle one that we can upscale to any size really, and then we can use the middle path again in whatever resolution we want, because that's going to be vector graphics. So let's just recheck. We have this, yeah, 4000. Save again. Okay, you actually don't need to, whatever. So in this folder we have this. Now let's go to Illustrator. We're going to do File, New, and the preset details or specifications that I'm using are 4000 by 4000 pixels, orientation whatever, artboards 1. All these settings are on 0. Advanced, I don't know, I've never changed anything here. It's going to be RGB, screen 72 ppi. Anyway, just make sure that it's 4000 by 4000 or a higher resolution that you need, and click on Create. So now what we're going to do is take this track, this image that we just created, we are going to illustrate it, we are going to go here, and voila, there we go. So the first thing that we might want to make sure is that it's aligned to the center. We're going to click here, horizontal align center, and also vertical align center. It's rather close to the edges, which yeah, we can always play around with it later on, because once we have the path, we can resize it to anything we want. Anyway, so make sure it's in the center. And yep, I think that's it. For the next step, let's see. I have written down this for myself so I will know what to do. Okay. So we have this here lined perfectly. We're going to go for Window and Image Trace. So for myself, I have created a preset, which is F1 tracks. But I'm going to show you the sort of settings that I'm using. So this is F1 tracks. The view is going to be tracing result. Mode is going to be black and white. The threshold is going to be on 200. If you click on this arrow, you're going to see advanced options, which is my paths are set in 50%. Corners are set on 0, noise set on 100 pixels. So in this method, I have selected the first one, which is abutting. No idea what this does, but I have it. Create fills. Well, just leave it as it is. I think we're going to yeah, we're going to disable the fill later on, but anyway, yeah, options, ignore white is ticked, and yeah, you can use the same settings if you need to, or play around with it if you dare. Anyway, we're going to close this one. It is not traced just yet. For that to work, we need to click on expand. You see the box is going to say convert tracing object into paths. So let's do that. Now we have the path. So let's check what the next step is. Just for the sake of this tutorial, I am going to do a thing, which is I'm going to click here. This is just like I'm making sure to have a backup here. You don't need to do that if you really know what you're doing, but I'm not really proficient in Illustrator, so I'm going to duplicate layer 1 with everything that it has in it. And the previous layer that I had, I'm just going to sort of rename to backup. Since I don't need it, I'm going to hide it, toggle this visibility. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to work on rename the new layer that I duplicated. I'm going to rename that to track, and let's see. So the next step, let's just zoom in a little bit. So this is what we're working with. We can expand and we can see that this is a compound path, or path, whatever. What we're going to do is could have used some smoothing, I see. Anyway, yeah, so let's take the outer edge of the track. This is, I guess you can do it with either of the paths that were created. This is one of them, this is the other one. They are, for the time being, I think they're linked together. But we need to do, okay, we need to okay, first of all, let's just ungroup this. And then release compound path. So after we do this, we're going to get a weird fill inside of our track. But we can disable this really quick. So we're going to select the one that is above here, named path, and we are going to click on appearance. So you see it has a fill. We want to undo that. We just don't need it right now. Let's hide this whole folder. So since I tried it with the outer edge of the track before, I'm going to stick with this. And what we need to do is make sure to target the other one here. Select this one and click on the gray bubble. Okay, it seems the order is messed up, I think. Isn't it? So the one at the bottom is... I don't even know anymore. What the hell is going on? Okay. Right now we have the inside of the track. We have it, the path for it is above. So we want to delete this, and we're going to select this, and just to make sure, we're going to make sure to target it, and then we are going to, I think, delete it. like that. We still have the other one that we need. And from this, we are going to make the middle path. Right? Okay, so let's just check. This is the backup. We're going to just, yeah. Sorry for just taking those moments to think too much, because I haven't done it too many times. But I think I found the solution, so just testing it out. Let's okay, what's the next step? We are going to target the other path that we have still left. This is the outer edge, you see. This is the outer edge and with the path that we're working on. We're going to target this one, go into objects, path, and offset path. And now you're going to see a little bit of magic actually. Just let me show you. I'm gonna show the backup thing as well. Fuck. Okay, now let's go back to the same thing. Object, path, and offset path. And what this does is actually, yeah, make sure to have let's make this, put this on 0, preview, and see what starts to happen, guys. Isn't this wonderful? This is quite fancy. Since we know that our Formula 1 tracks are yeah, I guess that because we resized it to 4K, we also increased the track width. So the track sort of default width is 62 pixels. But here we have upscaled our 2K track, which means that probably our track width has increased to 124, and we still have to use 62 pixels, or just go with our plain old eyesight to sort of make sure that the offset value is so that the blue line that we see here is more or less in the middle of the track. That's what we want to do, guys. This is going to change so many things. If you use the inside line, your offset value is going to be positive, of course. If you started with the inside line, your beginning would be something like this, and you would start increasing it. So it would be, anyway, make sure that your blue line is more or less in the middle of the track. I could have checked what the actual track width for the black line is. I think it's should be double the size of the usual width, which is 124 then. But anyway, to be mathematically correct, you could just check with a brush what the size of the black line is and then divide that by 2, and you will have your offset setting. For now, let's just could be even 72 or something. This looks okay, more or less. Anyway, since it is a vector graphics thing, you can always resize it and everything will be wonderful. We're going to, just stick with this 72 minus 72 and click OK. So this is very, very nice. Is this the middle path? I'm not sure. Let's just rename it. Okay, you have to always make sure which path you're working on. So from here we can see that I renamed it wrong. The actual middle that we're using is the one above. But the other one we can just delete again, I guess. Yep. So this is the middle. We're going to target this and this is going to show. So now you can see we have the backup thing enabled, which is the initial image that we started doing this from. This just serves as a reference point. This looks all very nice, I think. So what we can do now is this. We still have selection tool on. All right. Let's do this. Let's select this path. Maybe it's already selected. Like I said, I'm not too proficient in Illustrator. I've only discovered the things I need to do here, and still I'm sort of clumsy. So bear with me for now. But this looks wonderful, and we can just we have this selected, and we're going to go edit copy, and we're going back to Photoshop. We are going to do the following thing. Okay, I'm just making sure that it's aligned perfectly. I hope that it is. Not sure. Okay, let's go back. Not sure if there is a way to lock the position. Okay, let's just test this out, how it works. Align center, align center. Yep. So let's copy that. Let's go to Photoshop. Let's create a brand new track, 4K. And we are going to just paste. And this will show a dialog, paste as a path. Voila, there we have it. If you go on the paths, you will see it has been placed here as a work path. We can rename this to Bruinen 4K. Whoa. And with the path selection tool, we are going to select this. Yeah, we can just drag this around any way we want. Doesn't have any alignment things here. Align to canvas. Just making sure, yeah. Horizontal centers from here and vertical centers. So that should be it. Now layers, let's just rename this track. Let's set up our brush. The color I use for Atomic is 85, 85, 85. That kind of thing. We can also make a lovely background for this. Drag it to the bottom. Can we have something that represents, I don't know, grass perhaps? If you click here, that's a handy tool for deselecting any shape or any path. I'm sorry. Now you can do edit fill with foreground color. Select track again. Select your path. There you have it. Change the color to something that is gray. Click on B, which is the shortcut for brush. 62. Spacing is going to be as minimal as possible. Hide it, and then right click, stroke path, brush. And that is our 4K brilliant track. Does that not look nice? In fact, I could test this out right now on my test track folder by just placing this image as the sort of image that it's going to use as the tile, the pattern for which is all Atomic, 4K Atomic. This is what I use for testing these kind of things. Anyway, this looks great. I can resize it, change some corners if I want to. Oh man, this brings joy to my heart. It really does. Let's save this whole project as Bruinen 4K Magic. There we go, guys. This was great. Thank you for watching this video, and have fun creating all the tracks in the world that you can possibly think of. So, yeah, bye bye.